in the book, you really start off with capitalism, both the history of it and kind of where we are now with it. And, the really, I think a lot of people are coming to recognize that it's at the moment very broken. The manifestations of capitalism are very broken. We've got incredible monopoly power among certain firms, inequality that is just very hard to get your head around, all these negative externalities. And at the bottom, right, this sort of starvation wages, jobs that need to be subsidized by the government because people don't make enough basic income to meet their most simple needs. And you warn us that humanity could end up like MySpace. So maybe if you could expand on that a little, because that's the first time I've heard that one.
I want to kind of point out the fact that capitalism is actually not broken. It's working too well. It's actually perfected to work exactly how it was designed to work. It was optimized and it is optimized. And we continue to live in this world. It's a trance. It's the trance of comfort. It's a trance of growth. It's a trance of financial maximization, and it's working. If someone can have $300 billion as net worth as one person, you can't say that system is broken. It's really doing its job. But as a consequence, these other negative externalities that come with that. So the wealthy folks from the early 20th century were mostly centered around extraction of things from underground. And those are the people who made a lot of money, and they were the most influential people. Even to this day, we still call them philanthropists. And today, the extraction has moved from underground, even though the underground extraction is still going on and the extraction of our resources is also still going on. It's the extraction of our attention. And that's what's creating the new money. So if you look at an orange and you're making juice, you can only squeeze juice out of the orange so much. At some point, it will be not an orange anymore. And that's where we're at. The way innovation is working today, we are on a path to potentially innovate ourselves into extinction. But because that's such an uncomfortable truth, we don't want to hear it. We don't want to talk about it. So anyways, that's kind of what I mentioned in the book about all the negative externalities and the things that are going on in our world today that we consider unpleasant, from climate change and these other things, like floods and tornadoes and all the world seems to be in constant chaos. All those externalities are, if you look at our manufacturing, our extraction, our push for financial maximization at the expense of everything else. It's not that capitalism is not working. It's more that it's working too well. And it's the misalignment of incentive structures that's putting us in this place. And the idea that a tree has value only after it's cut down, that mindset is what needs to change. And looking at ourselves at the peak, at the apex of this, existence on planet Earth, and not looking at other things like giving rights to nature, for instance, as an incentive structure. So it's all about, let's make all the dollars, but at some point, that incentive, because of the path we're taking, that incentive will have to shift.